Welcome to Innovision FM, and today on today's show we're going to be discussing 8 reasons why you're not getting publicity. And we definitely want to invite you to let people know that that Innovision FM is a nonprofit organization. We work with physically challenged musical artists to teach the business of music. And in that process, we show artists the stepping stones of doing the paperwork to get their royalties and other things that have to do with the music business. And this is part of that. And as a side note, we also talk about other topics as well. For instance, I've been hearing a lot of people have been saying that this is a democratic country and or democratic country, and as my understanding, we're a republic. Meaning, if we're democratic, that means the mob is the mob mentality. A republic is we take account that the smaller guy and the large guy are equal. And that's why we have the electoral college. And so with the electoral college, not only the mob vote counts, but the little guy vote counts. And so, and as you can see, I did vote today. And so, just when you hear people say that this is a democratic democracy, we are not. We are a republic. So, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty, for all. Okay. So you're an artist and you're looking for publicity, and you're trying to get your music on the blog, and you have all these these bloggers that you're trying to get their attention, their attention, but these guys are inundated with pitches from other people. And there's an artist and way of getting publicity, and you probably don't understand and why you have contacted them in the past and not gotten any contact. So you may be making one of these NPR, not PR, NPR, PR mistakes. So number one, you don't have a story. So being an emerging artist with a hot new single is not what they're looking for. It'd be great to your friends and your inner circle, but they hear about artists that are releasing new music every day. So they're looking for a little bit something different. So you have to tell the story behind your music. Okay, be creative and tell the story behind the music, so you can get recognized. All right, and or connect yourself with the mainstream artists that you can say, hey, our music is similar to this person, and we have these similar things in common, so they can make a connection to someone who's known and you who want to be known. All right. Now the next thing, number 2, is your pitch. Your pitch was bad. All right. So it's not enough to have a story. You have to have a good story, and it has to be newsworthy story. Right? And so this newsworthy story, you have to really work on that. So it has to be relative to the outlet audience that you're pursuing, right? So their obligation is not to promote your music, but to bring something to their audience that will make their audience say, "Wow, this is really interesting." And just because it's your music is not enough. So you have to make it relevant to the particular one that you're seeking out to hear your music here. So sometimes you gotta ask yourself, like, who cares? The story that I'm putting together, who cares? And if you can't answer that question, like, who cares? Why should anybody else care if you can't figure out the reason that people should care about this song or this project? Right? So you have to come up with the idea of, like, who cares, and really bring that across. All right. Then you have to go back to the drawing board and craft a better story. Okay. Now, number 3, there's no buzz. There's absolutely no buzz around your music. Now it's a catch-22, and if you got On the Sky's blog or Woman's blog or whatever, it would help quite a bit, but it's a catch-22. How can you get publicity if they won't talk to you, right? So yeah, understandable, right? Right? So let me go down here a little bit. Oh, and the judges will look at your social media to see what kind of buzz are you creating by yourself. Now I have about 2,000 people on my Facebook, and so they're gonna see how engaged you are to your audience. Okay, so really pay attention to engaging your audience, and if you're always talking about your music, but you're not engaging them in other ways, your music is gonna be really powerful. But maybe it's not like the old days where artists could be mysterious, and they had a publicist putting out stories, but the artist could be just really mysterious, like Prince or something to that effect. Or but it's up to you to develop that image around you as a musical artist. So you have to constantly engaging your fans online and offline to keep that momentum going. So next one is 4. Your music doesn't appeal to the publication's audience. So while a person's music taste is subjective, I've always had sometimes I had artists ask me, say, like, do you like my music? And I always tell them, like, it doesn't matter if I like it. Do you like it? Do you have fans that like the music? And I guess maybe I do work harder on interviews if I like the music as well as the artist. So maybe that has a little bit to do with it. But your music has to be edgy or catchy. It has to have something in it. This artist named Chakra, or Roland Graham, or Soldiers for Christ, I like his words. I mean, I like the things that he's been doing, and I'm more willing to do a lot of things for him, and hopefully I'm trying to get him to reciprocate by doing some events, and he's done some events for us, and I got him into like the Black Arts Festival as a Christian contemporary hip hop artist, and I'm working with this other guy, D'Angelo T, as well, and my artist named Mike Johnson, as well as Swingers T, and all these artists they have something about their music that caught my ear, and I was really willing to go the extra mile, to get their music out there, right? So sometimes it's good to test your music on your audience and see what single moves them the most before you go to one of these bloggers. So you've already tested it, and then you put your heart and soul into that particular song. So that will be something that you might think of as well. Now let's take a little intermission, and if you just joined us, you're watching Intervision FM. My name is Johnnie J. I'm the only, as far as I know, the only blind TV producer here in Colorado that teaches the business of music. You can go to our website, intervisionrecords.org. That's intervisionrecords.org to find out more about our nonprofit. You can also follow us on Twitter, Intervision Reco, and on Speaker, our show is called Intervision FM Radio Show, and on YouTube is Intervision FM. To subscribe to our show, and we send out a free newsletter to let you know what we're up to as well. So you can sign up on intervisionrecords.org, and we send out we also do a show on KUHS Denver, and that's on Sundays from 1 to 3. And Henry Archuleta is the captain of that ship. And then also on KOMF Radio. That's KOMF Radio, 92.9 on the FM dial. Every Wednesday and Friday from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. as well. And we do our Monday night Facebook Live, Johnnie.J. So that's at 6 p.m. on Monday nights as well. So we're definitely, if you want to get involved with something like that, that's there's many ways you can view our shows. And we're on also channel 56, Denver Comcast Facebook. Okay. So let's see. What's the next one will be 5. You're using old material. Your music for your last epic or mixtape was great. That was just fantastic. But what do you have that's fresh now? Now we have an artist named Mike Johnson on our Intervision label, and this guy, we're trying to get his first album out, and when we get his first album out, he's ready. He has about 12, maybe a little bit more songs ready for his second release, and this guy is just banging it out. And I said, man, I really appreciate that, because he has some good stuff, and he has stories around his song. So also you have to put a story around the song that you're trying to promote. And the first album, he got some great stories around each of the songs. So we can just pull one out and say, hey, here's a story behind this song. Pull another one out, and he has some good stories around the other one as well. So and so you pitch that new song, and let them know that, hey, you're ready to go with something new. Okay. So wow. So we covered a lot of ground here on Intervision FM. Oh, give us a call. Give us some feedback. 720-324-7278. That's 720-324-7278. Leave your voicemail, and who knows, you might hear it on one of the shows here on Intervision FM. Okay. Now 6, you need a new press photo, right? Have somebody come out to your concerts or your events, take some really high professional pictures that way, and don't think just taking a selfie with a cell phone is what you need to do. You need to really get a nice quality, maybe even like a headshot, you know, a headshot of your artistry. So that would even be something positive and something good that you can do as an artist. All right. So high quality res photos to submit to the press, and that's always cool. And now, speaking of upcoming shows, I mean, that's number 7. You don't have any upcoming shows. I remember my daughter's baby daddies way back when. I had sequestered them for a year, almost like a year, in my place, and I can't do that now because my wife wouldn't put up with that. But back in the day, the girlfriend I had at the time, you know, she was a free-style thinking person, and she put up with a lot of craziness. But I sequestered the artist Dreamland with Deuce and Dre and ACO, and I forgot the other guy, and that's how I met D'Angelo T years later, because he was a part of that crew too. So what we would do is, like, every Friday they would be putting music together all week, you know, and then on and this is crazy, you know. Sometimes we hear the music going, and because we were like in the bedroom, that was our room, and then we left into the front room to the studio, and we'll come out and the music will be playing, and everybody's gone. It's like, well, why didn't the music open, the door open? And we just live in a building like that we didn't have to worry about, you know, thieves and all this kind of stuff coming in and stuff like that. But so every Friday we have about like maybe 20 or more young people. They would park in the parking lot, come up to the building, fix their makeup. You know, girls would fix their makeup. The guys would, you know, be doing whatever they're doing, and then we would all leave to go to the venue. At the time it was Dolly's, and so we did this every Friday, building up a name. And you know, sometimes they would get on stage around midnight, sometimes 12:30. But they never wanted to be like the first ones on stage. They always wanted to be like, you know, somewhere in the middle, somewhere towards the end, you know. And it seemed like the people wouldn't start coming in until like 10:45. You know, the place was open at 9, and people, you know, sort of was there. Then 10 o'clock, a little bit more. Then 10:45. That seemed like to be like the magic hour. And so a lot of late nights. And but I'm a late night person. So you know, it worked. It definitely worked for me. So let me make sure that everything's still going. Okay, so we did that for like that whole summer, and it was just a lot of places we did concerts at. Friday night concerts, Saturday night concerts. And they would make it. I gotta tell you this is one story. One time we were doing a concert, and you know, sometimes the girlfriends, they would, you know, watch the cash draw, you know, collect the tickets and so forth. And at one of these shows, one of the other groups, I don't know, said to their girlfriends, walked up to Deuce's and the other guy's girlfriend and said, "Hey, we'll wash the money for you because your boyfriend they want you to go and do something." So they go out, so they leave the money, and they said they went to, you know, Deuce and those guys, and they said, "Hey, did you want us?" And they said, "No, we didn't want you, you know. It was just outside smoking, whatever." Then they realized that these other girls, they were wanted to distract them from the money, so they could dip in and get the money. And you gotta watch out for people like that, man, because you know. And so they ran back in, and lucky, the cash register was kind of, you have to know how to ring it up and for the door to open, and so anyway, so they almost lost that night's revenue. And also you have to know, like, in Denver, I guess at that time, it was 2011. If you charge $5 at the door, you get the audience. If you charge any more, $10 at the door, the audience wouldn't come as much because they want to spend more of their money on drinks. But if you go downtown, and they charge $10, that was in 2011. It's all good. Now it may be like up to $15 now, or even $20 downtown. And I don't know if these local artists will be able to charge the $10. But I know that some, they do the $10, and sometimes the $15 is, but you have to really have like a fan base to do that. So if you don't have any upcoming shows, this really relates to number 3, right? So the journalists and the bloggers, they want to really see that you have something going on. They really, they're going to check your social media. They're going to see, how engaged or what kind of shows, upcoming shows you have, and they want to see that you're performing like quality gigs, so because they're going to spend some time with you. And if you're not, then they're going to sort of like say, I don't know, So you might, put together a little promo gig. If you don't have anything going on, and invite the media to something like that to let them know that you do have something going on, and you're just not just sitting back and twiddling your thumbs, or you're not a closet musician, which there's enough of those in the world, right? Closet musicians. So get on it, book, call, make those phone calls and book those shows and pass out those flyers and do your Facebook thing and your social media thing, your Instagram, and get that buzz going, and make those bloggers feel that, hey, you're the hottest thing since tuna fish, something to that effect, right? Now, number 8, and this is hard to do. I know it's hard to do. You haven't developed any relationships. So while you might not be able to afford a publicist that have the connections, since independent artists, that's what it is, independent artists, you have to be the booking person, you have to be the publicist, you have to be the promoter. You have to wear a lot of hats in the beginning until you can start generating enough money where you can start hiring a team around you. And usually, like what I've noticed, like if you put together, if you have an audience of like 150 to 250 people seeing you on a monthly basis, or I don't know, even like a weekly or bi-weekly basis, that if you're charging at the door, they're buying merch and stuff like that, you should have enough between either if it's you and another guy, or if it's you and another lady, or 2 ladies, or if it's you and 4 other, 3 other people. You guys should all, and ladies should be able to put aside some of that money that you're making at these gigs, getting a percentage from the bar, also a percentage off the door, and then of course the merchandise as well. So you have to build these relationships on your own. You have to, if they have a Facebook, follow them on Facebook, engage with some, don't be creepy, don't be a stalker, but get to know them, see what kind of stories, what kind of artists they follow. Because if you're a country artist and you're going towards a blogger that has a great following, but they do hip hop, it's probably not going to happen, you know. Or if you heavy metal and you're looking at I don't know, a classical blogger. I don't know if there's any such thing as a classical blogger, but you see what I'm saying. So make sure that the blogger fits into your genre, and then that you can put a story around it, of course, and just see what kind of musical stories they like to tell, you know. So if you take the time to get to know them and build a relationship, you know, you have more of a chance to really get them interested in you. Like right now, we're thinking about going over and submitting some stuff to Sirius Radio. But before I submit some music to Sirius Radio, I'm going to listen to some of the shows and see who the DJs are, and maybe request some songs and say, hey, this is Johnny. I'm Johnnie J. I'm here from Denver, and I'm requesting this song, and hey, you know, and then, you know, do a few of those, and then eventually say, hey, this, you know, Johnnie J, I like to, you know, send some music out your way. But at that point, you know, 2-3 months down the line, I've sort of like built up this rapport, and you know, I've got a subscription to Sirius Radio, and I'm listening to it, and I'm putting some work into it before I pitch my artist. Now, you as an artist, you're doing pretty much the same thing. This is not brain surgery, this is not brain science. You're pretty much doing the same thing as I am doing in doing this. Okay, now where I got this from, these tips from the author Lauren, and that's Lauren, Gill, Gill, and this person is founder and chief power specialist at Power Publicity, and that's where I got this story from. And so, I want to remind you guys that Intervision is a nonprofit organization. If you want to support our nonprofit, as we give 25% to whatever TV station or radio station supports us and airs our program, you can go to paypal.me/Intervision Denver, all capitals. That's paypal.me/Intervision Denver. And you can go to our website also, intervisionrecords.org. That's intervisionrecords.org, and support our nonprofit that way. Sign up for our free newsletter, and also you can follow us on Twitter. That's Intervision Reco. That's INNERVISIONREO. And on our Facebook is Intervision FM, Spreaker, Intervision FM radio show, and of course on Mondays, Facebook Live, Intervision.j, and then on Sundays we have KUHSdenver.com from 1 to 3, Intervision FM, and on KOMF Radio every Wednesday and Friday from 8 a.m. to 8:30, 92.9 on the FM dial. And you can also give us a call at 720-324-7278. That's 720-324-7278. And we thank you for joining us. God bless you, and see you the next time.